care of your boy tomorrow?
No, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, we, as I said up there, you got to play who you're going to play. So whoever wins, that's who we're going to play. You know, if I start rooting for people, invariably it always backfires.
Geno, 4 minutes to go in the second quarter, Kristin picked up their second foul, and I think it might be the first time in that kind of situation you took her out of the game. Was that like tournament thinking, you know, you're in kind of control 3 days and 3 days? Is it a sign?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything, you know. You get your second foul. The game was starting to get, you know, a little bit foul prone for both teams, and 3 games in 3 days, and here's a great opportunity to play without her for a little bit. So it was a little bit of all that, and I'm glad we got a chance to do it. I'm not glad she got those 2 silly fouls, but I'm glad we got a chance to do it.
Did extend the lead, so how did you think they went that?
Yeah, you know, with Anna and Kristin out there, I think we, you know, we're able to figure some things out when Crystal's not in the game, and you're gonna have to play through some things, you know, through injuries, through fouls, all that. So it worked out well.
Geno, tomorrow night, Kristin will play her last game in front of a lot of Connecticut fans. Is it possible her career is almost underrated here? How good she's been?
Yeah, it's been an interesting 4 years. You know, when you look back, you know, 3 conference championships, 3 Final Fours, a countless number of W's, the points, the assists, you know, all that. But you know, more importantly, you just want to finish on a high note, whatever that means. You know, you just want to be playing your best basketball, and then when it ends, it ends. If it ends on the very last game of the season, great. Then, you know, you've done an incredible job. If it ends before that, you'd be disappointed. But you just want to be playing your best basketball, and I know that's all she's thinking about right now. She's not thinking about anything else.
Kristin and Liv started the game aggressive in ways that they hadn't necessarily been at points earlier in the season. What did you see from them today, and what's kind of the key to get
Kristin and Liv?
Kristin and Liv.
Yeah. We thought there was a bad matchup for them with Liv in the lane, so we made a concerted effort, like, how do we get her to touch the ball a lot? Mm-hmm. And with Kristin, it was their set defense is really, really good. So every time you touch the ball in transition, you need to be really active and you need to be really aggressive. And in the half-court set, same thing. You know, Kristin has a lot of basketball skills, and we want her to take advantage of those every single chance she gets. And Liv was more aggressive today than I've seen her. And again, this is tournament time, and she did this last year in this tournament when we played without Lou. So maybe Liv just kind of cranks it up for tournaments. I don't know. We'll see.
Is there more of a focus on getting Kristin to kind of be aggressive from the jump, just even besides this game? Because even yesterday, she only had 3 shots, I think, at halftime.
Yeah.
So it seems like sometimes she'll kind of back off, and then she takes a little bit to get her going.
Yeah. Generally, you know, we don't say, okay, let's run 10 plays for this kid, because we have to do that. We play, and if you move without the ball, you're going to get a ton of shots. And Kristin waits for the ball to get in her hands before she wants to start doing something. So today, and just in general, her moving without the ball is going to create a lot of opportunities for her. We need what she brings at both ends. We need her defense. We need her offense. We're just not the same team if she's just being passive and average.
You talk about South Florida being a hard team to play, and you beat them pretty good twice this week. Was it just an indication of how well you're playing, or did you ramp it up at all today? Or?
No, we didn't do anything different than we've been doing. The same idea of last Monday, be disruptive, get your transition game going, and make them have to chase you up and down the floor, And today we had an added bonus that Liv got their big guys in foul trouble. Now the game plan was pretty simple, to be honest with you.
Well, Aubrey, obviously, you put her right in and she makes the plays. Tonight, you feel like she's kind of building off yesterday's game and she's kind of getting into the rhythm that you would want her to at this time.
Yeah, we said that at shoot around today, Aubrey, when you don't know what to do, scream. And then after you do that and you wonder what to do next, go set another screen. And after that, and like, what should I do next? Well, when the ball goes up in the air, go get it. That's probably the most basic, easiest instructions any coach has ever given one of their players. But if she can do those things, then obviously we're able to get a lot out of her. And then on the defensive end, you have options with her. You can put her on their point guard. You can put her on one of their wing guys. You can put her inside. So she gives you the versatility to do different things defensively. We can trap more when she's in the game. So, yeah, we've come to count on Aubrey a lot. And it's crazy that we're here with two freshmen that are crucial to our success going forward. It's really crazy.
You've been expected to win the national championship every year.
I know.
Outside of the state of Connecticut, probably this year no one's putting like, oh, you guys definitely going to win it.
Right.
Because you played the top three teams already and lost to them comfortably. Is it something where you use that, hey, people aren't expecting us. There isn't like we have to win it because everyone expects us to win it, or is it just,
yeah,
let's see what happens?
It's a weird dynamic. When you've got a veteran team and people disrespect you, that fuels something, and they get pissed, and they come out with a different mindset. When you've got a young team and people are saying you don't have any chance to win, if you're not careful, you know what, they're right. So you got to be careful that they don't actually believe it, and that you can use it, but that's a slippery slope. I don't know which way to go with that. So basically, we just try to ignore that and just we know what people are saying. We know what our standing is in the basketball community out there. We've won so many games over the years. We've won so many championships that the rest of women's basketball is in a state of euphoria that UConn might not be in the Final Four and somebody else will get a chance to play, blah, 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 blah. I get all that, and that's fine. There's nothing we can do about that, but until we're out, we're not out. So until somebody knocks us out, we're still in. And as long as we're in, we got a shot. And whichever bracket we end up in, if somebody's celebrating that we're there and that we're not what we used to be, they still got to knock us out. Now, we don't punch as hard as we used to, and we don't move as well as we used to, but we're still a tough out. And we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it takes us. Who knows? And it's kind of exciting in that respect. It's kind of exciting that, nothing's given, nothing's taken for granted, nothing's assumed. Miss Stewie came and said, I want to win 4 national championships, and then we win 1. Ooh, and then we win 2. Wow, of course they're going to get 3. And then after we get 3, the 4th one's preordained. We got it. But to think that was going to continue after those guys left that's mind-boggling. It's not going to continue. You have to reset a little bit. And for us, reset is losing the Final Four.
Not
For other people, reset is they missed the tournament for 3 years.
Speaking of not taking things for granted, this is 30 out of 32 conference finals. For you
That's a
guys.
lot.
And that's a lot.
That's
I mean,
a
like,
lot.
think about it. NC State won their first ACC tournament, 91, I think it was.
91, really?
91 was the last time. Remember that year?
Yeah, I remember that year. We should have beat their ass in the NCAA tournament.
You did.
Yeah. Where was that tournament? Dayton? No.
Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia.
Cluster.
Yeah. They were the number 1 team in the country. I thought they were the best team in the country, by far. By far. So you know what? We've been in places already in my career here at Connecticut where we've had to play the number 1 team in the country in the regionals. We've been there. It's not like, oh, what are they going to do when they're not the favorite? We've been there. I've been there. Been there and done that. So I'm kind of actually looking forward to it if it ever comes to that.
I mean, that's a long time ago in this game with basketball.
Yeah.
In the last
I know.
decade and a half.
I know. But, you know, those guys might not know what to do, but I'm going to know what to do. I'm going to know how to handle myself. Whether those guys can, you know, the rest of the team can figure it out. That's another challenge. You know, we're a work in progress. Like Shay has been saying that. I said, Shay, you know what? We really suck at this, and she goes, we got to work on it. I said, Shay, it's the middle of March. She goes, no, we can't stop working on it. So there's like this eternal optimism on my staff that I don't buy into.
How do you approach that idea that you're not allowed to rebuild, or somebody's writing your obituary? It's that kind of thing.
It's more daunting on the players than it is on me, you know. I just had a conversation this morning with Avina Westbrook about this. We were talking. He said, you know, it's really hard to play here. You better not be faking it. You better not come in here with pretend confidence and pretend bravado, you know. It better be real, because you're going to get exposed if it's not real. So yeah, it's daunting on the players, because, and I always equate it to like it's playing for the Yankees. You know, you've won so many titles, you dominated for 100 years, and now that's the expectation level. That every at bat is scrutinized. You know, after every game, every decision is scrutinized. You know, does that happen everywhere else? Maybe, but not to that extent. And it's the same here. You know, you don't win a game against a really good team. Why? Somebody asked me after South Carolina games, you guys didn't make any shots. All right, how come? What? How come? Why didn't they go in? That was the actual question. Why didn't they go in? So what do you know? You're just scrutinized here for if you're a kid, and you got to be able to handle it, and you got to be tough. For me, I was probably more sensitive to it when we first started. You know, back when we're trying to win a championship and we're coming close. You know, or that between '95 and 2000. You know, I was probably more sensitive to it then. Or 2004, you know, when Diana graduated, like 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, that was the last time people buried us and threw dirt on us. I was more sensitive to like that kind of stuff back then. Not now. Not
So
now.
you know the history that in the first over 35 or 36 years of the men's tournament, UCLA won 10 times.
Yeah.
And then in the first same period of the women's tournament, you won 11 times. So the
Yeah.
women and the men's game have developed almost exactly the same.
I agree.
And then UCLA has obviously drifted away. Do you
Yeah.
think you can avoid that?
Can you avoid that?
UConn, I guess. Can you and UConn avoid that?
As long as I'm here, we don't have to worry about that. As long as I'm here, it's not an issue. I can't speak for after I leave, but as long as I'm coaching here, we won't be hard to find. We won't be drifting away. You'll know exactly where we are. And that's not going to change one iota. Can you dominate like that? I don't know if that's possible if we want to believe the game's getting better. You know, what changed for UCLA? You know what changed? You can't have 25 kids on scholarship. You can't have 15 guys on the varsity and 12 guys on the JV, or freshmen rather, when freshmen were ineligible, and you're tying up, you know, 15 guys or 12 guys that could be playing somewhere else.
The way Bear Bryant used to have 125.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So once that went away and all the really good players started to spread out all over the place, that's when it changed. So if that's going to be the growth of women's basketball, that's going to be parallel to the men's, then the player pool will spread out, and you'll get more upsets like you got today or yesterday. You'll get more of that, which means it will be harder to win the NCAA tournament because there'll be more good teams. But I don't know that it will ever be harder than it was 10 years ago when every team that you had to beat those last 2 weekends was loaded. Every team looked like they had 5 WNBA players on it because everybody went to the same schools. That's not like that anymore. Now, you know, it's more spread out. So you don't have the top heavy. You got a lot of these teams.
3 years ago.